Have you ever felt buried in busy work, second guessing what to hand off, or wondering why growth still feels so darn heavy? Then this podcast is for you. Welcome to Delegate to Elevate, Get Done, where real conversations help you lead smarter, delegate better, and take more off your plate. Here's your host, me, Bonnie Schutz. Settle in, because this one's going to be good. This is Delegate to Elevate, Get Done, and I'm your host, Bonnie Schutz. This is the podcast where we have honest conversations about delegation, business ownership, and the habits that keep good people stuck doing too much. Today, my guest is Jason Webb. Jason is the founder of MyLeadCo and partner at Magnify2, helping businesses cut through the noise with AI-driven lead generation and scalable growth systems. He spent over 20 years in sales and now focuses on helping entrepreneurs grow faster, work smarter, and build businesses that actually serve their lives rather than consume them. At the core of everything he does is a commitment to faith, family, and purpose, guiding entrepreneurs to not just grow revenue, but to build something meaningful, create real impact. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you. I appreciate the introduction there. It's all about people, right? And we talk about on your show here delegating, and I can't wait to get into those conversations. But thank you so much for having me.
Yes. No, I love your background. I love that you are a true entrepreneur and have your toes dipped in so many different businesses. Tell me where you were with the 20 years of sales experience and when you decided to take the plunge into entrepreneurship and do your own thing.
Well, it's a long story. Do we got enough time?
No, sure. Why not? We'll
Right,
cut
yeah.
some out.
No,
Excuse me.
I really started in entrepreneurship in my early, in my teens and actually even in grade school. I grew up in a pretty poor part of town here, and so my parents, they always had side jobs. They always had side gigs to really make ends meet, and so I always just thought that was the way that it had to be. So I started an entrepreneurship journey in my early grade school years and buying candy and selling it at the school until I got caught with that. They didn't like that. Kind of moved on from that.
Candy. That's all
Exactly,
I'm saying.
right. Yeah. So then I in my teens, my dad was a truck driver, then a mechanic as well, and so we actually built cars. So we'd fix and flip cars, hot rods, like all really really cool stuff. And I got into that in my teens, and so that was really my real big start into entrepreneurship. Went to college, first person in my family to go to college, and out of college, I'm like,
Right.
oh, I got this. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm the first person to graduate. Like, I have the world's my oyster, right? So we actually started a business. So me and a buddy, where we were putting billboards in the back of semi-trailers, had everything built out, had it all patented. And then we go out to the United States Postal Service. I actually got in front of them. It's one of the gifts that I've been given is to be able to get in front of people that I should not be in front of, which I didn't know that until later in my life, And so, yeah, so I got in front of the United States Postal Service. We're starting to go down this process. It's about a 3-year process, getting very close to having a partnership with them. Well, we'd hired a CEO at the time. We talk about delegating, right?
Yeah,
Hired
delegating
a CEO at
up.
the time.
I like that.
Yeah. Hired
Sort
a
of.
CEO that we thought would have more knowledge. We're in our early 20s. Well, yeah, let's get somebody in here who might have more knowledge. Well, he put out a press release the day before our contract was signed, saying that we had a partnership with them, which we did not. And at that point, everything collapsed. So everything that was one of the first. That was the first time of a big failure, right? We had a $300 million valuation, and it was gone overnight.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, big one. So after that was my early 20s. Sales has been part of my life the entire time. Coming back to your question,
Yeah.
I got into real estate, and 08 came and happened, and lost everything.
Remember
there.
that? Well,
Lost everything there. And so then I got into commercial tires. I just had that background with the trucking, different things. And that's where I really started like my corporate side of the sales piece of this. And through that's where I built multiple different businesses. The last full-time job I had 42 salesmen, 200 employees of me, and we did 100 million in 2023.
Wow.
And so I coached and taught a lot of sales and all these, but really the biggest piece of all this was still getting in front of the right client. Like I said, that was one of my gifts. So that's what that's what's been really on my heart, and that's why we built up MyLeadCo and Magnify Square to do that.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit more about MyLeadCo and Magnify2.
Yeah, so MyLeadCo is more of the self-service side. I built that up to where we're doing multi-channel outreach, getting people in front of the people that they need to be in front of, their ideal clients, and that's the self-service side. Well, then my partner with Magnify too, he had been doing this for quite a few years. He had a few different companies that they exited. He worked for a large data company called Zoom Info for a long time.
Yeah.
And we just started talking. It was about a 3-month period where we were talking every day, because he was
Mhm.
using what we did with our with our MyLeadCo. And pretty soon he goes, "Do you just want to do this together?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we're
Yeah.
talking together. We're basically doing that anyways. And
Hmm.
so that's what we built out. And now we have 7 members of our team, again, delegating, to be
Yes.
able to grow and scale. And that's been in the past year. And we've had tremendous growth in the past year.
I love that. Well, obviously you get it that you can't do it yourself. So
No.
you cross delegated and found a
Mhm.
partner,
Yeah,
which I
exactly. Right. Yeah.
yeah, so I call that cross delegation because I cross delegate to my husband and brought him in my businesses.
Awesome.
Magnify too. What's that name mean? Is it like magnify what you do times two?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
There was really no thought behind it. I'll be honest with you, as we built it.
I love it. That's okay. Just
Yeah.
throwing rocks and it stuck.
Exactly. We just we're both ex-athletes and things, and we
Okay.
liked how the platforms and things could magnify our outreach and do that. And
Okay.
then
Yeah.
we just threw in the two because there was 2 of us. So
Total sense.
so it makes
Hey,
sense, right? Magnify 2,
sometimes it's
magnify
the simple
squared.
stuff.
Yeah. It's
To make
really
my life easier.
scientific in how we thought this out. Okay.
You weren't like totally think magnify and what are people going to think and what does it mean? And yeah, I get it completely. Tandem. I initially started my company, Tandem Resource Solutions, with a girlfriend, and I
There you go.
immediately pictured the two of us on a tandem bicycle because there were two of us working together. So my
Love it.
first logo was a little two girls on a tandem bicycle. Like, silly,
Oh, it's
but
perfect, right? It
it's
worked.
evolved since then. But that's a whole nother another conversation. But I love that. No, I love that you kind of like you do your thing in your
Mhm.
company and you have another company with somebody else, which is cool because then I mean variety is the spice of life to me
Exactly.
anyway.
Exactly. So, and that's why we kept both of them. So we merged them both, and so we have the MyLeadCo for the
Okay.
self-service side, and the Magnify Squared for the
Okay, so
full
the two into
enterprise
one
side.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. All right. So tell me about when or in the recent past, I
Mhm.
guess you would say, after 2023 when you left a corporate role kind of thing. What was the first position other than that CEO you hired back in your 20s, which we could talk about too.
Yep.
What was the first role you hired for knowing that you needed to get something off your plates, off the partners' plates?
Well, where that whole journey started was actually in my youth when I was doing the cars and doing, sports. That's what afforded me the opportunity to go to college of sports. I played football,
Nice.
and so
Yeah.
I was a quarterback. Well, when I'm
Nice.
delegating, that's where I really understood and the power of delegation, because there's different positions, there's different things that
Love
people need to do, and they need
analogies.
to be really good at it. I can't
Yeah.
do it all, and so that's when I said, look, I'm going to find the best person that's going to be doing this. I'm going to find the best person that's doing this. I'm going to find the best person that's doing this. We're going to make sure that you excel at that you are going to do the best at that. We're going
Yeah.
to all pick up your weaknesses and be able to help you with that. But it really started within that. And of course, it's not always perfect, as we just said about
Yeah.
the CEO that we hired. But for
Yeah.
the most part, what I've found is it's not about the skill set that they have. Sometimes it
Okay.
is, but it's more about the personality fit, and
Mm.
see if they can fit with you personally. Um,
Yeah.
because that's where I've seen more growth, is if I've
Okay.
seen if the person has fit, because the skills can be taught.
Yeah.
The techniques and things can be taught, but it really started in my youth.
I actually love that you're saying that because I had a little back and forth in the comment section of
Mhm.
a YouTube with someone who listened to another episode where she also talked about compatibility and personality matches and that kind of thing. And
Mhm.
this person was like, no, 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 they have to have the skills. So what makes you think that skills can be taught? Like you don't need to look for those first. I mean, obviously at a general level,
There's
but
some, yeah.
something they got to know how to do XYZ, obviously.
Yes.
But then when you're finding that person, you have to find a personality match, and I'm a little bit gonna side with you on that one. Sorry,
Yeah.
dude, that entered the comments with me.
Oh,
But yeah,
well,
tell me why you think that is.
yeah, I think there still needs to be some of those skills. Like there's different skills. Like the skills that
Sure.
I look for are the work ethic, or the
Yeah.
attention to detail, like different skills, but not
Yeah.
necessarily the skill at hand that you need for the job. Like there might be some of those, and there might be a personality fit, but really that personality fit it means so much more to me, because you're going to be
Yeah.
working with them day in and day out. Most of the time we spend more time with our coworkers than we do with our
We
families.
do.
So I want to make sure that that's compatible, and then the actual skill for that job, we can teach that as long as they want to learn that skill. Because
Yeah.
of course, personalities can be great and matching, but if they don't have the
Sure.
work ethic, it's never going to match either. So
Yeah.
you
And
do have to
sometimes you
do a
need a
little bit
little
of both.
yin and yang. So you almost
Exactly.
sometimes don't want to find the person that's just like you either.
Hmm.
And that way you've got your checks and balances and they think of something that you won't. But I mean, understand, I guess, his point to if it's a very technical role. Obviously, if you're coding,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
have to
A little
learn how
different.
you have
Yeah.
to go for those skills first of a person that codes. But if
Hmm.
it comes to like an executive assistant or a marketing company, branding company, that kind of thing,
Yes.
they definitely you might want them to match your personality a little
Yeah.
bit.
100%. Yes.
To
Yeah.
find your voice, that kind of thing. Or in the case of an assistant, that they can advocate for you, they can speak for you, they can be you when it comes to be your calendar, your emails, and that kind of thing. Do you have an assistant? I might as well ask.
Yes, I do have a
Nice.
few. I even have some AI assistants as well. I've gotten
Yes.
heavily involved in that world. So yes, we do
Yes.
have some executive assistants. I do have an assistant, and then we do have some AI stuff. So
Perfect. Because I will say every day that you can delegate to automation and AI as well as people.
mhm. Yeah,
You
yeah,
get creative and use
exactly.
the whole things that are everything that's available to you,
Yes.
and let it be a tool for the assistant or a tool for anybody else that's on your team to just make them even better. It
That
could
it's
be
to
that.
elevate each other, right? Yeah.
What do they
Mhm.
call it? The 12th man in football. Look at me in my football.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. See, you got the knowledge.
I can't believe I remembered that. See, I'm shocking myself.
Awesome,
Nice,
awesome.
nice. All right. Well, let's think about the people you have in place now
Mhm.
and or recently. Do you got any good stories about someone who just absolutely changed your business because of what they contributed, or someone that did not, and you had to let
We've
them go?
had both, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is, and especially as there are a lot of executive assistants that are offshore, right? And I
Right.
know we've worked through quite a few different companies within that, and that's much more difficult to find than saying somebody stateside. So
Right.
we've had the ups and downs with all of that.
Sure.
Of course, it's much more expensive here in the States, but we also
Yes.
know there's not a language barrier and things with that. But
Hmm.
the people, like the staff that we do have a couple stateside, and then we have some actually overseas in Ethiopia. They
Okay.
are amazing. It's taken us a while to find a group that we can really work with on it because they are English
Yeah.
since birth. No language barriers. Most of them don't even have accents.
Oh,
Most of
wow.
them have
Okay.
master's degrees. They're really incredible.
Wow.
But I know you talked into my bio there when we first got the introduction is about
Yeah,
a little bit of my faith side of it, and it's
I
actually a ministry
did.
that we're working with out there to be able to help grow them and also grow us, and it's just been
Love that.
incredible. So
Nice.
yeah,
Do you want to give that agency a shout out? If
sure
not,
we
no
can.
biggie.
Yeah, no, we definitely can. It's Cradle, CRDLE. If you look them up,
Nice.
they're amazing, and we definitely do a lot with them. They've partnered with us. We partner with them. They have hundreds of staff members available that are just incredible, and I highly recommend them.
Fantastic. What's the time difference in Ethiopia to Denver?
It's really actually not as bad as you'd think. I think it's
Really?
about 8 hours maybe or so.
Okay. Well, that's not that
Where
bad.
the
Okay.
Philippines is more like I think 13 or 14, or it might even be less. It might even
12:17
be
in the morning
6.
and 10:19. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
it might only be
time.
6,
10,
but
8.
they're used to working our time. But they've
They
been
are.
great, and
That's
even our
awesome.
stateside ones. There's a company I've worked with down in Miami that they've been great. It's just they've had a few shifts in how they've put some new people in place, and so we're
Yeah,
retraining them on their stuff. But you
sure.
get both of them, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, do you have a setup where you are able to be the visionary and be the one running around and doing all the things and have that confidence that your business is still supported behind the
Hmm.
scenes and it's not going to crash and burn if you are away for a few days?
Yeah, we're getting there. We're not quite
Okay,
there
good.
yet. I'll be honest with you, just because the
Yeah.
company
Thanks.
Magnify Two has only been around for about a year,
Okay.
and we've been
Yeah.
working with Cradle for about 8 months now or so, and they've been amazing. We're pretty much to where we could probably do that, but again,
Nice.
it's us trusting and moving away and kind of giving up that our baby a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
I get it.
Hmm.
Trust is a biggie. We talk about trust a
Yeah.
lot on this show, and that's a lot
Yes.
of what holds people back is building trust, but it does take a little time.
Hmm.
My golden rule is about 90 days to get to know if somebody that's
Yeah.
supporting you and your business is going to work or not, and if you're going to feel that level of trust that you
Yes.
can let them into your inbox or whatever you have them
Hmm.
doing for you. That that's a hard one.
It is. It is.
I will admit,
Oh no,
even
it
on my
completely
side.
is. Yeah, completely
Even though
is.
my team does a lot of that, I don't, in honesty, have someone in my inbox. I
Hmm.
just don't.
Yeah, I
And I've
haven't
been
done.
in business almost 11 years.
Yeah, that's a little harder because I have 13 emails accounts running, and so it
Oh,
is
wow.
difficult to let somebody in there. Even
Sure.
like we talk about some of these AI pieces with like
Yeah.
Claude,
Can you
coworker,
trust
different things
them?
like that, and
Yeah.
understanding. Okay, we can put an agent in place. Well, no, like you can, and people do, but now all of a sudden they have access to all these pieces, and they can run amok,
And
and all
you're
of a sudden you have
is it just
thousands of
me, or are you
dollars.
wondering, like, who's reading my emails
Yeah,
really?
right. Yeah,
If I'm
no,
doing
I'm
this, am I sending
yes,
Claude in there?
yeah,
Oh,
100%.
that's another one, like, yeah, that's a little bit of a mind. I don't wanna say that word I was thinking.
Oh, you're fine. Go
Mind
for it.
mind mess.
Yeah.
Mind F bomb, is thinking about who's in there when you're giving it to AI.
Mhm.
I know I use AI constantly, and mine's more the simple, like, Chat GPT kind of thing. Claude, yeah, I'm just kind of dabbling into Claude a little bit because I've
Yeah.
heard lots of good things about it. What's your go-to? Is it Claude, or who do you use the most?
I use them all. I'll be honest
You
with you.
do?
Claude's
Nice.
the go-to right now currently,
Yeah,
but I use them all. Claude, Perplexity, Gemini. You look at Grok, ChatGPT, Perplex.
yeah,
There's a bunch of them that I utilize
nice.
depending on different tasks.
Yeah, and then do you
Mhm.
think those team members that are supporting you also use that as a tool then to
Yes,
make their
yeah,
work
because
elevate their
we
work?
we have working spaces for them within Claude and ChatGPT, so they can dive in there and jump with projects
Nice.
and stuff. So they can have the base knowledge that we've put in there, and they can bounce that back and forth off of that. So yeah, we definitely let them have access to it.
I like that. That's a really good idea
Mhm.
for teams out there. Like,
Yes.
create chat bots so that I just know I'm so more familiar with Chat GPT. Like, create the
Mhm.
bots that answer all the questions that they
Yeah.
may ask you in any
Yeah.
given day.
Create
Good mic
GPTs for
drop
them.
golden nugget, I call them on the show. That's a really good idea. And that's a challenge when working with remote teams, especially
Mhm.
those that are in Ethiopia for sure.
Exactly. Well, and even the conversation and the language barriers, like some of those pieces, you can actually train within to the GPT or the
Right.
Gym for Gemini, or each of them have different skills for Claude.
Yeah.
But you can train those in there, and so like when we do have clients and there's conversations between clients and potential prospects, we can build
Yeah.
out that client persona within there, and then now they can utilize that and speak in the language or speak in the tone of that
I
individual.
love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
How would an American say this?
Mhm.
I
Exactly.
live
Right.
in Ethiopia and I say it this way. Would an
Yes.
American, how would that resonate with an American? Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes, I love it. So tell me what's been your secret sauce for these pairings when you outsource things in your business, or have, project work done on your business. What's your secret sauce for making it work?
Really the SOPs and building them out, understanding what the processes are for each individual task that we need them to do, making it simple. And then the AI piece has really been that like golden nugget to say, okay, now here's our SOPs. How can it work for them? And being able to build it in and train through the individualized AI. So we'll take that SOP and I'll actually have each individual person go through because I built out another agent that can actually understand how they learn.
Right.
So it goes through an interview process with them to understand how they learn. And now we have the SOPs that can teach them and how they learn. So they can pick it up much
Yeah.
faster and be more efficient with it.
That's super important to kind of have
Mhm.
those in place. Did you
Mhm.
create those SOPs yourself, or did you have somebody support you in building them?
No, we did.
You
Again,
did.
AI,
Good.
using a lot of
Yes.
AI tools to be able to build out the
Yes.
SOPs.
Yeah.
Very heavily involved in the AI world. Got to, yeah, I use it every day. I don't consider myself an expert, but I use it a lot.
It's okay. So what's your trick? Where would I go if I wanted to build out an SOP? And does the AI ask me questions so that
It
it
is.
helps me think? Oh, it does.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Which one do
Yeah.
you use for SOPs?
Uh, I've used ChatGPT, I've used
Okay.
Claude, I've used all of them. Like if you're into
Yeah.
ChatGPT, go into the section of there where you can actually find GPTs that have been built, and you can find
Oh,
SOP
right.
GPTs, and the structure
Perfect.
is already built out for you. You just go in there, and then it'll work with you.
Perfect. So if I can build a chat bot, I can probably build an SOP.
100%.
Gotcha. Well,
Hmm.
that's really good advice for people that are starting to dabble into chat and Claude and all the things,
Hmm.
AI wise. So I imagine, obviously, MyLeadCo and Magnify too are very AI centric because they are out there sourcing and scouting for leads for people.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, we
Okay.
do that. We do have a data analytics person that's on staff that's actually pulling in ICP data, and then once
Yeah.
you have that ICP data, then it's looking to see okay who actually has maybe searched for what you're selling, who's actually talked about it on social media. We can pull in multiple different metrics to find who's been talking about it within your ICP sector, And those are the AI pieces that we utilize. But then actually, we still don't use AI in the conversation. Like we still want that human component in there, and
Yes.
that's where those assistants come in.
I love it. A little salting of this, a little peppering of that. I love it.
Yep,
Working
exactly.
in tandem. It's all right there. I love it. Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm thinking, I mean, so many people get to a point in their entrepreneur life that when they're the founder-led sales and all these kind of things, and where lead generation drops pretty quickly after you've been in for several years. I imagine a lot of people, I would give the advice to find a company like yours, because
Yes.
lead gen is no fun if you're like doing it manually or trying to figure things out. And with AI, you're on your own. So I would highly recommend giving Jason a shout out.
I
Just
appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's the world that I've lived in for most of my career, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But I know
Nice.
if you are an entrepreneur, if you have, there's definitely entrepreneurs listening here. We get bombarded with this stuff of people saying, "Oh, I can provide this amount of leads, or I can do this amount of leads." I get them every
Yeah.
day, multiple times a day.
Constantly.
Yeah, and most of them are overseas. And don't get me wrong, I have tested and tried some of those because we
Oh,
need to know who our competitors are, right?
right.
I've never had one succeed. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
And that's why we're like, okay, we see what they're doing. It's all standard things. It doesn't. Most of those don't work, and
What
so
would
that's
we
why
do in
we changed
America?
what we do. Yeah, so that's why we
Yeah.
changed it up, and we're like, we want local people. We're local here together. We're not very far from each other, but
No.
being able to just interact with each other on that level
Same.
and be local and understand the market, that has changed the game for everything.
Yeah. I love that you have a really good handle on human and AI. Like
Yes.
you need a little mixing and spattering of both.
Yeah.
So what's your ICP for both those companies?
Oh man, usually small to medium businesses. We do
Okay.
have some larger companies as well, some enterprise level clients that are $500 million plus. We're
Yeah.
running their SDR and BDR teams, fully doing outreach for them. But industry level, we have industries from medical to sports to coaching to training to you name it.
Wow.
We have
Yeah,
pretty much every industry under our fold because everybody needs those connections and those
they
leads
do.
filling up their pipeline.
Yep. And I like that you did the human side with me, I think.
Yeah,
Reaching out to me on LinkedIn.
I did. Yes, that was all me. That
Initially.
was me particular. Yes.
That was you sending me to your partner to meet with your partner
Yep.
accidentally instead of you. That was cool. Then
Yes.
I got to meet your partner. I don't know if you planned that.
Yep. No, I did because there's more that we wanted to grow, and we see what you do with your show here. So
I love that. I love that. Well, is there anything else I'd like to ask my guests at the end? If there's any other golden nuggets that you can share with the listeners today to help them feel better about where they're at in regards to delegation and letting things go in their business and, where they want to be, that kind of thing, and how to get there.
yeah, don't be afraid of delegation. It is a big part of growth within your company. You can only do so much. The biggest resource that we have is our time. Well, how do you actually multiply that time that you have is by delegation and using other people's time, right? So that's how we can use AI. That's how we can use human interaction and be comfortable with that. But don't necessarily just give it all away. You need to be incremental in that and trust in that process. But really trust in that like inner part of you to understand, okay, is this the right person for this? Or is this the right task for this person? Like believe in that intuition that you have. Trust in your gut, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be right all the time, and understand that you are going to mess up, and that's okay. So hope that helps, and don't be afraid of AI. There are some really cool things
Right.
within AI.
Yes, yes. Well, that is a great note to end on. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time, and I'm sure we've dropped some great little words of wisdom and nuggets for everybody out there today. You have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Be sure you delegate and elevate and you get some done. All right? Bye. Hi, everybody. It's me, Bonnie. I am so excited to finally share this with you. My next venture, Preferred Service Pros, has officially launched. What started with the incredible guests we've had right here on Delegate to Elevate has grown into a trusted directory where you can find professional service providers, coaches, consultants, and experts who are doing meaningful work. Our season 1 and season 2 guests here on D2E are already featured. So if someone you heard on the show caught your attention, you know where to find them. Visit preferredservicepros.com to explore the directory. And if you're a professional service provider who feels like you belong among the preferred, we invite you to apply. That's it for today's episode of Delegate to Elevate, Get Done. Be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen. And if this episode gave you a golden nugget or two, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Your review may even be featured in a future D2E listener shout out. Head over to delegatetoelevatepodcast.com. That's with the number 2 to grab Bonnie's free Delegate to Elevate growth roadmap. Explore past episodes and join us next time for more real conversations about getting done.